Hi there, welcome to the Motley Crew, and this is called New Kid on the Block, and it was a bit of a surprise edition because this morning, as many of you will know, the Hampshire turned up in the store. Tier 7 British cruiser, I'm booty, and I thought, okay, why don't I have a look at it and see how she plays? So, has put my schedule out a bit, but hey. So first of all, the standard build I've got on her with the modules turret rotation, steering gear, detection and reload buff with an epic reload on there. Here's the armour scheme. As you can see, she's got quite a weak nose and tail, or stern and bow as we should say, and here's her sizzle. It does say she's got a smaller sizzle, but part of it is above the waterline. So first time I took her out, I had Neptune on her with the two inspirations, which will give her faster turret traverse and rudder shift. Here's the specs with the Neptune build. As you can see, she's only got 37,600 hit points. Artillery reload is about 9.4. It is 9.4 seconds. Secondaries have a 5k range on them. Torps go out to 10 clicks, but they're quite slow, 62 knots. AA defense, it's about average, I suppose. Only scores of 60. Maneuverability, it's 7.3. She's not agile in this configuration at all. And finally, concealment, 10.1, which is not bad for a cruiser of her size. She's supposed to be a development of the Surrey. Surrey was built in the late 20s, early 30s. We'll see. So this is the very first battle I had in her. As I say, I had Neptune as the inspiration. And as you can see, we're on Greece, and we've spawned on the eastern flank where there's a Charlie and a Delta cap. One for blue team, one for red team. And the first thing I noticed about her, as I say, I'm not a CC. I didn't take her out. I didn't get her when she was a test ship. And I briefly watched, I think it was Aaron's, about 5 minutes of Aaron's review. I know Chin had her and he loved her. He said she slaps. So I'm bringing a totally fresh perspective to the ship. As I said, I'm not a CC. I'm sure they'll do much better reviews than me. But I thought, hey, for an average Joe, let's do it. So we can see we're turning out. I am aware she's quite a long ship. And like most British cruisers, if you get caught broadside, you will suffer. So as you see, as the game develops slowly, we're starting to pick up red team ships down there. There appears to be a battleship pushing in near the Charlie Cap. I think that's a Leon from what I remember of the game this morning. I think I'd say one of my impressions is she's not as fast as I'd hoped she'd be. She barely does, she does 30.7 or 9 knots. There's the Leon. I know she's an older design British, or based on an old design British cruiser. I would have hoped she'd do at least 35, maybe. And certainly in this build, she's not as agile as she could be either. Now, I have spec'd into reload and turret traverse. The inspirations give you extra turret traverse, because obviously with the reload module, you do lose, I think it's 15% on your turret traverse. So they balance out, basically, with the inspirations giving you a little bit more than the standard turret traverse. So see, at the moment, we're spotting battleships out there. I just got caught. As I said, you've got to be careful. I did find shells initially quite floaty. I say, like any new ship, is just getting used to it. But I think she's got reasonable display. I mean, there's no accuracy build on this at all. It's built for reload and turret traverse. Shots out on the Zeton. Now, unfortunately, it does look like the rest of the blue team are standing off. They're not necessarily, although they do appear to be competing in the Alpha Cap. In the Bravo Cap, not so much. They're all standing off. Okay, well, one ship down on each team now. Scores are roughly equal. We've got about a 20-point lead, but at this stage it means nothing. I am trying to be very careful here. First time out, I'm aware, as I said, if you get caught broadside, you will suffer. They're trying to use islands. I have put my spotter plane up to see if I can spot any destroyers. There are 2 destroyers on each team. Yeah, the red team have captured both the Alpha and Bravo caps now. And that's reflected in the score, and the blue team's 2 ships down. So they're about 100 points up already. 5 minutes into the game. There's that Leon again. I have to admit, I was starting to feel a little bit lonely out here. I know the destroyer's pushed way down south. I think she's trying to catch that Leon off guard. Okay, start pushing forward. I'm trying to watch my angles here. I'm intrigued to see how she reacts if she gets caught. Obviously, I don't want to be too broadside, though I am turning. I'm a little bit broadside there. You've got to be careful with the angles. Yeah, one of her guns was caught there. Now, unfortunately, in these games, I didn't really get much chance to clatter cruisers, which is what I think she's designed for. She would be great against cruisers. I didn't have an awful lot of opportunity in the games I'm going to show you today. I think there is 1 or 2. We spot the destroyer, Sashio. But we're going to concentrate on the Leon. She is losing health. She's down to about a quarter health. And our Kansas picks up the Leon, although we are now 3 ships down compared to red team. I think the Kansas was got back by the Leon herself. Okay, we're now 4 ships down. Not looking good. I push into the Delta Cap, help that destroyer cap it. And just as you think it's all going swimmingly, the phone rings, so I've had to restart the commentary. Okay, as I said, we're pushing into the Delta Cap just to finish off with the destroyer. But as you can see, we are over 150 points behind now. The destroyer start to push towards the Bravo Cap. So as you can see, her top speed, she is a bit sluggish at times. Her top speed is supposed to be just over 30 knots, although sometimes we seem to struggle to get there. We do manage to get another ship from the red team, so it's 4 ships down on each team. Yeah, but the minute you change direction, the speed drops right off. There's that Sashio out there. Yeah, our destroyer is going to engage. I'm going to try and back him up. Push out torps towards the edge of the smoke screen. See if we can catch out the Sashio. I'll be careful those in a Targo pushing around there. And there's the Fletcher, the red team Fletcher as well. Unfortunately, I think the Fletcher's too far out. Get more shots out on the Otago, but concentrate back onto the Sashio. And say these shells are a little bit floaty. I seem to have issues. I don't know if that's an aiming issue, user error, or whether it's just the actual time of flight of the shells have problems getting onto the Sashio. Try and finish her off. Unfortunately, our own destroyer looks very low on health. And we've just lost another ship. I didn't quite catch what that was. As you can see, I'm trying to adjust my aim to get onto the destroyer. Although at that distance it is quite difficult. Well, for me it is anyway. And we've lost our destroyer as well. So there's just 2 cruisers there. Although I do, I pick up the Sashio, obviously with a random shell right at the end there. So push into the Bravo cap. Now, I'm aware there's only 2 of us left, and they've got 2 battleships, a destroyer and a cruiser. There's an Iowa pushing across there. He can certainly hurt me if he catches me broadside. I'm trying to turn out and cap at the same time. Okay, we pick up that cap. Shots out on the Iowa. And I hit an island. So I'm reversing back in, trying to increase my angle. And so I do not want to get caught by the Iowa. I was low. We are starting to wear away, but it's just me now. Trying to use part of the island to protect my... Ah, there we go. We managed to pick her up. Ah, we are. Oh, and there's the Otago. Torps out, but not the full indication distance, just in case she turns in, which she is doing. Yeah, slap the Otago. Unfortunately, I think the torps are going to get me. Yeah. Shame that. I think I'd have got her there, but she very carefully put torps out in the right place. Okay, not a bad game for a very first game. It was a defeat. We don't just show victories on this, and we came second overall. Okay, let's have a look now at the Neptune. Sorry, not the Neptune. The Hampshire with Fraser. Okay, so this is, if you like, the free-to-pay version with Fraser, with Mimbelli and Madden as inspirations. They're focused on reload and turret traverse. Going through the specs, they are virtually identical to the Neptune specs, but I thought I'd show them anyway. As you can see, 8.8 second reload there. Torpedoes will be identical. I did not build in for torpedoes at all. 10 click range or 10 kilometer range and 62 knot speed. They are slow. AA defense average, as we said before. Maneuverability hasn't changed either. She's still quite sluggish, 7.8 rudder shift, although slightly faster, 31.8 knots on the speed. That's because of Fraser. And concealment, about 10.1 clicks. So this was my, I think, third game in the ship. So we've got Fraser. We're on land of fire. And you can see we've spawned north of the A cap. Oh, off we go.
Action stations.
I decide to push right or to the west of the A cap, thinking she's probably better on the flank. I do have to be careful though, there's only one destroyer per team. I think we've got a Ugamo with us here, who initially I thought wasn't going to move, but no, he is, or she is. I wonder if ships have preferred pronouns. Okay, using the island just to give myself a bit of cover. And I'm expecting red team to start pushing out near the cap as well. There we go. There's Turpitz B. Ugamo thankfully pushes ahead. He's going to spot. I get shots on the Turpitz. There's a second battleship out there. And the battleship behind me, she starts engaging as well. Okay, Ugamo has spammed out torps. Starting to get some hits on that Tirpitz. You notice I am aiming high. These aren't big shells, so I'm aiming at the superstructure just as if I was using HE, but obviously they're AP shells. Yeah, I think that's how Bismarck has suffered. He's been clattered by both the red team battleships. Shots out on the Bismarck and I'm turning out. And that Tirpitz is pushing round. Torps out on her. But as you can see, our Yugamo is capping. Looking at the minimap, we're contesting Bravo with the red team, although no one seems to be contesting Charlie at all. I'm aware of angling here. I'm trying to keep my angle to that Tirpitz. Unfortunately, those torps are not going to hit. He's slowed down or turned in. She has. I put a second set of torps out there. My epic reload booster comes online. We've got over 30,000 damage points. There's the red team Hayate, who very neatly puts torps out on our Bismarck. Kaboom. We've lost the Bismarck. We're now 2 ships down. Both the red team battleships are pushing round that western flank. Yeah, the red team are starting to retake the Alpha Cap. That's obviously their destroyer, the Hayate. Okay, we are causing a reasonable amount of damage on the red team. Up to nearly 50,000 points, damage points now. They've just gone over 50. Tirpitz appears to be backing out to the south of that island. We've just lost another battleship. As you can see, we're now very nearly 300 points down. Yeah, 4 ships down to the red team's 1. I'm sussing out torp angles. Yeah. Put them slightly short because once he sees the destroyer torps, I'm guessing he'll probably turn in, or she'll turn in. Okay, we're now at the second level of our epic reload booster. We've got nearly 78,000 damage hit points, or damage points. Moving back into the cap, try and take it back from the red team. Tops out on the Tirpitz. But as you can see, we're starting to lose hit points ourselves. Managed to assist in the capture of the cap, but okay, Tirpitz takes one of our torps. Yeah, I thought that was going to happen. Can't really brawl in a cruiser, especially not this one. Okay, for experience's sake, I've actually speeded up this part of the battle. I think you can see the writing is on the wall. We're not going to win this. Although we did take our cap, the remainder of the team didn't manage to secure any of the other caps. We're down to 3 ships now. Yeah, we've just lost another battleship. Yingmo doesn't get... she's down. And we're just left with the anchorage, who's going to sort of make a half-hearted attempt to run away, I'm afraid. Although, I'm not sure why. But as you can see, the Alpha Cap is now falling to the red team. Obviously, we're way behind. Virtually 600 points down. Yeah. And she's not long for this game, I don't think.
The enemy is about to win.
Okay, she's out in the open now, out of the smoke. Bang, that's the end of the match. Okay, so another defeat, but we did come second. I think that was mainly due to the capping. So finally, we'll show the Tennant build on the Hampshire. So as you can see, this is my Tennant build for the Hampshire, with Baltimore and Rune as inspirations. And as you can see, I've changed the detection module to a second steering gear mod to improve her steering. Stats, obviously, survivability is not going to change. Likewise, I don't think the artillery changes much either. 9.4 reload. Torpedo should be about the same, yeah. 10 clicks range, 62 knots. And likewise, the air defense will also be similar. It's about average, as I said in the previous 2 builds. Now, where she does make a difference is maneuverability. 2.4 second rudder shift. That is quite a substantial reduction, nearly 5 seconds. Although she does suffer a little bit on concealment, she loses about a click on concealment. So, let's see how she plays. Right, as you can see, we're on Sea of Fortune. We've spawned south of the A cap. Only 1 destroyer per team. Okay, and we're off. And we decide we're going to push out to the left flank, or the western flank. So we can utilise the islands, but also I think this cruiser does work as a flanking cruiser. The responsiveness of the rudder is apparent almost immediately, I remember. But I'm very aware also I've got a click extra detection distance. So he can be picked up quite a way out. Yeah, there's obviously something out there. One of our battleships has been spotted. And we usually see the red team pushing in near the island that's to the north of the out there. Just about there, there's a Flandre. She's going behind the island and gets shots on, and there's an Iwami out there, I seem to remember. I'm very aware, I'm virtually broadside. I'm turning out. I have been spotted. And there's a destroyer in the Bravo cap. Get shots on her. Yeah, I'm not sure which one caught me there. But Hampshire does have reasonable heals. She's not a Nelson, she won't reprint. But she has got quite good heals for a cruiser. Yeah, shots out on the Iwami again. Once again, I'm trying to watch my angle. And I'm aware that Flandre is off to the north of me there. I think she's playing hide and seek with the island. I'm caught again. Well, I am able to use the island now to shoot over without being spotted. So we are going to start farming the Iwami a little bit. And there's a second red team battleship pushed in there. A Giuseppe Verdi. Yeah. Epic reload kicks in. We're over 30,000 hit points on the enemy, on the red team. Of course, it's quite ironic, isn't it, that when you build the ship a la Hipper for agility, you're actually you're just sat behind an island and penning or farming hit points. So to be fair, I don't think it would matter which of the commanders I'd have had on here. In fact, you could argue I may have actually got more hit points with the previous two. But I think it's fair to say the ship does feel more responsive with Tennant and an agile build. I've got a feeling that's how Mediger spec'd it when he had it. I stand to be corrected on that. Oh, managed to get a reasonable hit on the Verdi. She's nearly gone. Yeah, and the Massa B steals it at the end. But that's okay. 3 red ships down, 3 red team ships down now to our 2, the blue team's 2. So we're turning back north. We're going to try and engage that Iwami again, although she's a little bit too close for me to get over the island. So if you hear noises off, that's my dogs are pestering me for food, but they can wait. Spot the anchorage coming out. Going to get shots onto her. But she's turning away. The Iwami is coming in. I think she's after, I think it's a Massa who's next to me. Yeah, a Massa gets her. Nice one. Yeah. Red team are now 5 ships down. And we're over 160 points in the lead now. Although we haven't capped yet. We're still taking the Charlie cap. And we haven't started to take the Alpha cap there. There's a Zeton out there. Shots over the island on the Zeton. I am spotted. But the Massa B gets the Zeton.
Our team has taken the lead.
I push round now to engage that Harbin. As there's only 3 ships left on the red team. Yeah, but the Susie gets her. And our battleship, well done, is pushing in to take the Alpha cap. It really is all over bar the shouting. Although Lepanto manages to take the Massachusetts off the map. I'm aware I am broadside to her, although she's now in smoke. I'm turning out again. There she is. And there's the Flandre. The Panto's gone. It's just the Flandre left. And the rest of the blue team's starting to wail on the Flanders. She won't be around much longer. And as you can see, we've scored 95,000 points off the, or damage points. There she is. Yeah. We're almost, well, we are 400 points up now. 2 caps taken. I think the fat lady is going to sing very soon. It turns out I look to get torps on her. Although, to be honest, I think she'll be gone before torps get near her. Ah, there she is. She's gone. Nice one, Susie. Okay. I actually enjoyed that, although the position in the results table doesn't necessarily reflect. I think I enjoyed playing her in that configuration more than the previous. Let me know what you think yourselves, and hopefully we'll have something, a further game for you very soon.